Hey guys, it's Matt from You and Your Horror Movies, and welcome to another Top 10 Tuesday. This week we are doing our Top 10 overrated horror films. Last week we did our underrated, so now it's the overrated. Some of these films I definitely enjoy watching. I just think the hype just got too much for some of them. And of course, when I watched a couple of them, they were like, alright. Other than that, it would be okay, was no problem. But again, these are enjoyable horror films. I had a blast watching them. I just wish they could have been a little bit better. But let's see. I hope you enjoy this list. Again, this is just not the overall top rated, or overrated films, but these are my thoughts, my overrated. All right, number 10 is the Carrie remake. There was so much going into this film. Everyone was like, oh my god, they're doing another Carrie film. Yay, can't wait. I watched it. It was okay. There was some cool stuff to it. But other than that, there's nothing really special. It's just another Carrie film. I love the lenticular cover on this. But other than that, that's just a Carrie remake. I liked Carrie the Rage 2 better. That was fun. And there was even the TV Carrie, which was alright. This one was just, to me, mediocre. Number 9 is the Human Centipede. This one, people just kept hyping up, oh my god, it's the most disturbing film out there, blah, 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 blah. I sat and I watched it, I'm like, okay. Yep. It spawned 2 sequels. I still haven't seen, I think, 2 and 3 yet. No, I have not seen 2 and 3. But I thought the Human Centipede was just pretty much overrated. It was different for its time, yes, the whole changing and everything, but again, it's the Human Centipede. Number 9 is Hostel. Yeah, I liked Hostel. I saw this in the theaters. I really enjoyed it in the theaters. I liked the premise of it. I just think it was overpumped for this film. They're like, oh, Eli Roth and Quentin Tarantino together in the title. I'm like, oh, that's going to be pretty badass. Again, it was alright. It spawned a sequel. Actually, 2 sequels. The third one I did not see. Actually, I did see, which was awful. But I liked Hostel 1. I just thought it was just more overrated than it would have been. Alright. Number 7 is Cabin Fever. Yeah, I know, another Eli Roth film. Again, this one was pretty much overrated. But again, I liked Cabin Fever. I know a lot of people disliked it. But it was different. It was the whole, the flesh-eating virus taking out people, and it was all pumped up. You watch and you're like, oh, okay, it's just a virus. People going crazy. Some funny moments in this film. Again, I like the lenticular cover. This another gun spawned 2 other sequels. I like 2 better than 1. I don't know. I like the whole in the prom and people going to town in the prom and getting killed off. I still haven't seen the third one, the origin one, but I think Cabin Fever is a little overrated. 6 is I Know What You Did Last Summer. 90s slasher. When Scream came out, it brought back the slasher to the cinema. And of course, the next one they brought out was I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was pretty much hyped up. I remember going to theaters and my buddies and I were going, oh, did you see that movie? I know what what was it? What's her name? Jenifer Love Hewitt's breast did last summer. Because every time you see the poster, it always focuses on her boobs, her cleavage. Again, I could watch this movie. It's not a bad slasher. It did spawn a sequel and a third one that is basically this movie, which I have not seen. But I don't know. I could sit back and watch this one, but I'm not big on it. It could have been a lot better too. But again, this is the 90s slasher. I don't know. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Alright. Number 5 is the Blair Witch Project. I remember this got hyped up so much. And I remember they did a fake documentary on Sci-Fi Channel. I remember watching it, I'm like, wow. They're really going to town on this movie. How making this look realistic. Then, of course, MTV ruined it by when they had the MTV Music Awards. They said, and here's the cast of the Blair Witch Project. And you're like, wait a minute. And you realize, oh, this is fake. Everything is all fake. Everything is all, they duped you. But for a found footage film, I liked it. It was definitely different for its time. It brought out the whole found footage back, I could say, in the theaters. Made a lot of people sick from motion sickness, dizzy, whatever. But there was a lot of hype on this one. And it is for what it is. It's the Blair Witch Project. Yeah. Alright. Number 3. I'm like a little. Sorry, number 4. I'm like a little hit on this, but oh well. And that is the Evil Dead remake. When people said, "Oh, the Evil Dead's getting remade," it was like, "Oh my God!" You know, is Bruce Campbell going to be in it? Is what's going to happen? They changed some of the story around a little bit, where Ash was a female, but again, very good gore, very good storyline. Just very hyped up. I watched. I'm like, "Oh, okay." I saw it in the theater, and I'm like, "All right, that was it." I was expecting a lot more shock to it. They said it's supposed to be even gorier. I wanted to see some more things happening in this movie, but I did like it. This is one of those overrated films that I do like to watch, and it's not bad. I love the original more, and yeah. But that's the Evil Dead remake. It's what it is. It's not bad. Number 3 is Lords of Salem. I don't know. To me, I'm not a big fan of this movie. I've seen it several times. There's some things I still don't get, and the story is kind of meh. I like House of a Thousand Corpses better by Rob Zombie. I even liked some of the Halloween ones, but Lords of Salem is really down in my bottom tier, and it was just overhyped. They're like, oh, this is Rob Zombie's best film and everything. I didn't think so. I thought it was kind of one of his worst films, but that's just my opinion. I sat there several times going, eh. And my wife and I watched it, and we were all pumped to see this film, and then we watched it, we're like, that's it? Okay, why this happen? Why this happen? And I don't know. I thought it was just too much story. They could have did more stuff to it. Alright, number 2 is the Saw trilogy. Every time they put out a freaking Saw movie in the theater, it was all, oh my God, it's another Saw film, blah, 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 blah. Yep, let's just watch someone else get torn apart by another gadget, and that's it. But, again, I like some of the Saw films. I liked 1, 2, and 3. Anything after that, I was like, okay, it's the same shit. Other than that, the Saw films are fine. I just want to get them all together into one shebang. I didn't care about the special features, anything like that. I did have a couple of them on DVD, but again, the Saw franchise, I think it's overrated for what it is. But when it came out, it was good. I just wish they ended it at 3. Alright, and my number 1 is, of course, Shaun of the Dead. This horror comedy is so overdone, and a lot of the new horror comedies that are out there always compare it to this film. Meaning, oh, this is what Shaun of the Dead could have been, or the new Shaun of the Dead, or Shaun of the Dead versus such and such. It just kept going and going. Now, me, I love Shaun of the Dead. I love this film. It's a fun zombie film. I watch it all the time. It's goofy, but again, it's very overrated and overdone. So that's pretty much it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my top 10 overrated horror films. Let me know what you think down below. Like and subscribe, guys. Peace.